Hi everyone. Welcome to Camille's Holistic Health Show. I'm Dr. Camille McClellan, or Dr. Cam, and I help women with autoimmune and other chronic conditions with a more holistic approach. So today we're going to talk about impactful ways that can actually help you get to the root cause of your chronic fatigue syndrome. And if this is something that you want to listen to and listen to any other videos that I have, then hit that subscribe button. Get notified. Hit that bell as well so you can get notified every time a new video comes out. So when you suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, you're often waking up every morning and you are unable to function optimally through the day. And if that's you, then this is a great video to take a look at to help with those natural approaches to help with and benefit from chronic fatigue syndrome. So a lot of the people that suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome are women often, and a lot of their symptoms are dry lips and glandular fever. This is something that often occurs right after the onset, and then they start having chronic fatigue, and many other problems start to appear as time goes by. They're unable to lift their hands above their heads, unable to walk, unable to concentrate, sore throats, lymph nodes swelling in the neck, in the armpits, headaches, migraines, extreme exhaustion, and aches and pains of their muscles and their joints, dizziness and lightheadedness. This is an ongoing problem, and a lot of the doctors um, believe that it is even though it is a mystery illness, oftentimes it's related to an invader. Oftentimes it's a bacteria or a virus. A bacteria being like Lyme disease. Often women say that after getting Lyme disease, they have extreme chronic fatigues and problems, and many other neurological problems start to occur. And many of the environmental toxins, will go into that a little bit uh, as time later on in the video. But the main problem is chronic fatigue. Brain fog is another. Immunological disorders, digestive disorders, hormonal disorders, a variety of aches and pains, like I had mentioned, and a lack of concentration, a lot of problems with solving complex problems. And this is definitely due to biological toxins, like I had mentioned, viruses, bacteria, some kind of parasite, a fungus like a mold, and chemicals in the water, in the foods, pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals that are often in mercury and other very toxic metals that can occur and be found in fish, for example, like tuna, and electromagnetic uh, frequencies, EMFs, which can be your cell phone, your laptop, internet, Bluetooth, uh, and life traumas, our stresses. This is often heard when someone has gone through an illness or a death or a shock to their lives, and oftentimes they get sick, and then these problems occur, like chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, so many of the common molds are aspergillus, and candida, that's another one, penicillin being another, and black mold, which is very common, a toxic mold, and it's very lethal. And these are often found in areas of very humid areas. It could be in your bathroom. It can be, and I'm just talking about the mold now, where it can be a mycotoxin. Mycotoxins are usually spore-like because they have a very firm shell. They conform themselves so they're unable to get killed through any type of temperature. They can go up to a certain temperature and still stay alive. And this is why it's very, very hard to get rid of when it's in your house, when it's in your car, and places like Texas, Louisiana, Miami, Washington, Seattle, those places, and not only those places, just has to be a humid environment for these mycotoxins to grow. So it's very important to know, you may not know that, that this is definitely a way to get to some of your root causes that you are probably having. And I'm going to get into about 6 that can actually help you control or take control of your health around your chronic fatigue syndrome. So let's get into number 1. It is very, very important to get your doctor on board with your chronic fatigue syndrome. And that's not just talking to them, and it's helping you to get to the root cause by becoming your eyes and ears. That is what you need your health provider to do for you. Compassionately talk and help you problem solve with you, and be your eyes and ears so you can get to the root cause of your problems. And number 1 is to ask your doctor about a urine mycotoxin test. And a lot of integrative doctors do this, not just conventional doctors that are mainstream. Okay, so it's important to they'll help you determine if mold is an issue. And if it is, then it can be addressed and it can be taken care of. And it can actually make a difference and in establishing the root cause of your chronic fatigue syndrome. So ask about that test and see if this can be an area that you can start pinpointing a direction for your chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is to complete a glutathione challenge. And a glutathione is basically a detox nutrient, which is an antioxidant, and it actually helps get rid of the free radicals in your body, especially in the liver. This is where glutathione is made naturally in your body, but glutathione taken can actually help get a lot of the glutathione that is not being made. It's deficient. If you challenge it with glutathione, then that will help you in the long run when it comes to removing toxins from your body. So again, that's a complete glutathione challenge. And this glutathione can actually be taken long term. So another way to help with your chronic fatigue syndrome is always look at heavy metals, look at chemicals that are not being removed from the body. Whenever you're feeling a lack of energy, it's always due to some kind of buildup in the body where especially the liver is unable to sufficiently work optimally. And it's usually due to a sluggish liver. Okay, so take a look at that as well. And then we have another key building block for glutathione, and that's NAC, NAC, NAC. That is N-acetylcysteine. Okay? And I will have everything down at the bottom of this video so you can take a look at it'll be directed to my blog, and everything that I've talked about here is on there as well. So N-acetylcysteine is a building block, like I had mentioned, for glutathione. And if you're deficient in cysteine, you'll have a problem in making glutathione. So it is always recommended to take glutathione and NAC, I'll call that for short, for removing any of the toxins in your body on a regular basis. So you can actually take N-acetylcysteine along with glutathione as well. And again, ask your doctor about all these supplements. Again, removing another one, this is number 3, is removing mold from the area of concern. Okay, and this is very, very important because mold is lethal. It's a mycotoxin that can be found in very, places that you live and breathe in, and you live in for hours and hours at end. So your bedroom, your bathroom, your classroom, your office, even your car. I mean, winding down the windows and leaving it open just for a little bit and getting your seats, your car seats wet from the rain can actually build a lot of mold in your seats as well. So it's definitely something to get to know, understand, and read on. The next one is mast cell activation syndrome or a disorder. Now this is these are symptoms that are brought on by the mast cells. These are mast cells in the body. And mast cells are fixed to tissue, okay, in our bodies, and they become active when there are invaders coming into our body. They contain inflammation mediators. That's what mast cells are. And they include histamines, leukotrienes, cytokines, lymphokines, prostaglandins. Okay, so mast cells play an important role in surveillance of for invaders, for toxins in our body, and they respond in early invasion of the immune response. So basically, these are things that your doctor can actually look for in when you're having symptoms to these invaders. Okay, and usually mast cells release histamine. Okay, and histamine causes flushing, itching, an anaphylactic reaction. It can cause a lot of coughing and sneezing. So these are things you're looking for: redness and flushed face. And your doctor can look for as well. There are other things that they can often do to provide validation. And a frozen blood test can also be done. It's a little expensive, but like I said, this mast cell activation syndrome disorder is something that your doctor can often find through signs and symptoms that you're having. Okay, and the last one is an air purifier. Now, air purification is so important to minimize mycotoxins. It's an excellent way to clear the environment, to clear your home, to clear your car, and keep your environment clear from organisms that can actually trigger your symptoms and an onset of it. Okay, and the fastest way to control mold and other invaders, organisms in your indoor environment is through purifiers. And Austin Air, that's a name of a purifier. It's very, very excellent, one of the best to take a look at. And I really hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you got a lot out of it. You got a lot of information from this video around your chronic fatigue syndrome. Remember, take control of your health. Do it with your health provider. It's always best than to do it on your own. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. If you have any comments, write them below, give me a like, and next time I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.